issues, and I will kind of mention that as I go. First, I prepped her skin using the Drunk Elephant Lala Whipped Moisturizing Cream, and then I just rubbed that in with my fingertips, and then I followed that up with the Laura Mercier Foundation Primer, which I recently just received this, and I am pretty impressed by the product. I find that it does a wonderful job at smoothing out the skin. I don't necessarily notice any longevity in any of the products, but I definitely notice an overall better finish. And then I just massage that right into her skin. She mentioned that she was combination skin, so I used products that I found was really good for her skin type. Now, we were basically just bored on a Sunday night at 11 and I wanted to film something for the week, so this is what we did. Next, I'm going to go in with the MAC Soft Ochre Paint Pot to outline her brows. Basically, this will help give a really nice chiseled out shape, and I recommend doing this anytime you want perfect seamless brow. And now I'm going in with the Benefit Brow Zings Brow Powder in shade 3 using a Sephora brow brush. I'm not quite sure on the top of my head the number of it, but basically I'm filling in her brows, paying extra attention towards the latter half of her brow and the arch area to give a really nice arch and chiseled tail like she had requested and the way that she prefers. And I just take my time blending that out. Please excuse Tyler right next to her. And once I looked at the footage, I realized that I honestly probably could have went in with a deeper shade just because she has a deeper brown hair, and whenever you take photos or videos, things look much lighter on camera. Next, I'm setting the brows with a brow gel from Benefit. I believe it's called the 24-Hour Brow Setter. And next, I use that soft ochre paint pot to prime her eyelids. I found that it was a little too drying for her eyelids, but I went along with it anyways. If you are really dry, I wouldn't suggest using this, or I probably wouldn't. It's just fine. I find that it kind of creases, or it makes the eyeshadow application a little bit more difficult and more powdery, just in my personal opinion. And then I'm going to go in with the Naked 2 palette, and I'm going to use shade Foxy with this fluffy brush just to lightly dust over her entire eyelid. Like so. So basically kind of setting the soft ochre paint pot to give a really nice even look. And now I'm going in with the Modern Renaissance palette using, I believe, Raw Sienna and the Burnt Orange color to dust all over the outer perimeter of the eye, and I dust ever so slightly in the inner corner as well, but focusing primarily most of the product on the outer edge of her eye. And I just use this fluffier Morphe brush because it keeps things nice and fluffy. Next, I'm using the Makeup for Artist palette, using a sparkly brown just to powder it up even more and to contour that eyelid. Next, I actually accidentally touched the black, and you just gotta roll with the punches. Next, I'm using my finger to press into this Huda Desert Dust palette in this really pretty champagne color, and focusing that in the inner corner of her eye to kind of bring some light to her eye since it was looking a little dull. And I noticed like her hazel eyes were popping and making them look so green with using all these different colors. Now I'm paying extra attention to the outer V, and I know it looks a little crazy there. I go back in and I blend it out and clean it up with a makeup wipe. And honestly, I don't know if you guys have an Aldi's local to you, but they have fabulous makeup wipes and they're pretty affordable as well. I don't think they have any specific name, I just know that they're sold at Aldi's. Now I'm going in with this Fenty liquid pen. It's from her most recent collection, and I'm focusing that in her inner corner. The only dilemma is once I blended this out, I feel like it lost its intensity and it wasn't nearly as blue. So I wish I would have just left it the way it was and then lined her eyelid, but I did not. It's just a learning process. I invited my sister over just so we could play and learn and try out new things. So I wasn't completely bummed with the outcome, but it definitely wasn't my favorite. So don't be harassing me in the comments about the application of eyeshadow just because I wasn't completely satisfied with it. But like I said, we were bored, we're playing, we're experimenting, trial and error. Next, I'm using this Makeup Forever liquid liner. I'm pretty sure, I don't know, I don't think all Sephora locations are selling this anymore, unfortunately. This was actually my first time ever using this on somebody other than myself, so it didn't look pristine at first, which is totally okay. I just took my time and made sure that there was no harsh or bumpy edges, but I really loved how black. And it seemed to dry really fast as well, which was awesome. Next, I made the mistake of trying to smoke out that liner with a black shadow. I didn't like the end outcome, so now I'm going in with a glitter to try and make it look better. The only dilemma was the glitter was a little chalky. Next, we go in with the Bareminerals foundation, Barepro, in the shade Sandstone. My sister said she wanted to be a little bit darker in skin tone for this look, but she still wanted to maintain the yellow in her chest and neck. So I luckily have this foundation, and it seemed to work really well for what she wanted for this look. Now I'm just using my Real Techniques beauty sponge just to blend that out, and then add additional coverage where needed. Once that is all blended out, I'm going to go in with my Tarte Shape Tape in the shade Fair Neutral and place that right underneath her eyes and then down her nose, really just highlighting the center points of her face where you want to brighten and add some additional coverage, especially under the eyes. And then I'm going to take that same beauty sponge and I'm going to just press that into the skin and blend it out. That gives this really, really beautiful tapered, brightened under eye look. I love this concealer. I know you've heard that a million times, but I do find it to be a very, very nice product. After this, we are going to explore with some cream contour. This isn't something I always have an opportunity to experiment with, so I took this opportunity and I ran with it. I use this Naked One and Done foundation in the deepest shade, and I use that around the hollows of her skin and her forehead, her cheekbones, and I use a beauty blender to blend that out, and I feel like it gave a really, really nice definition to her skin. And it actually sat really, really well, and I feel like this undertone, this color, was really good for her skin tone. I was actually super, super impressed with the way that it came out, and it was really nice to put powder on top of as well, so I was pretty happy about it. Where her eyes keep watering, and I'm using the Kat Von D tattoo liner just to fix the little bit of eyeliner that came off. And now I'm going in with the Kat Von D Lock-It setting powder, and I'm using that with a dampened beauty blender or Real Techniques sponge and pressing that all over her skin, and it gives this really nice matte yet blurred complexion, and it looked really good. And even though it looks really white, it just blends into all skin tones, which I like a lot. To keep powders and liquids from getting cakey is by spreading some sort of hydrating mist in between each layer of powder. In this case, I use the MAC Fix Plus as one of my favorite products that helps mesh the different products together without keeping it or without making it look creasy or cakey. Going in with the Kat Von D Shade and Light palette to really just blend out that contour and really define her cheekbones even more. She had mentioned that cheekbone definition and contour was super important to her, so that is exactly what I was doing, is really chiseling out her cheeks and giving her those really, really snatched cheekbones that she was wanting. I'm going in around her hairline just again so it looks even across all dimensions of her face. Using a fluffier brush is always good to kind of blend and mesh all your products together. I'm going back in with that Kat Von D Lock-It powder, but to bake underneath that contour to really, really chisel out those cheekbones. Again, listen to your client, know exactly what they want. She wanted chiseled cheekbones, so that was exactly what I was doing. But again, she's my sister, so I should have made her look like a clown on purpose. And then I dusted a little bit of product right there on her nose and chin to lock everything in place. She had mentioned that she gets a little oily in her T-zone. So now I'm using the Shade and Light palette in the lightest color, and I'm using that to brighten underneath her eyes and also set any concealer as well. I love this as a brightening powder. It's super effortless, and I feel like it doesn't have a whole lot of flashback either. We are always giggling and having a good time. That's another thing that I think is important when you are doing someone's makeup or someone's doing your makeup, is to make sure you're having a good time, collaborate and talk and listen to each other really well. Next is the Hoola bronzer. I love bronzer, so I never let anybody leave my chair without some bronzer on. And I'm just using that to really warm up her face a little bit. Give her a little bit more dimension and effortless warmth to her skin. And I like to use the fluffy brush when I'm doing this. Next is blush and highlight. I am using the Flower Child blush from Becca, and I'm just using that with a fan brush to give her a really effortless blush that looks super natural on her cheeks. Since everything else is pretty dramatic, I didn't want her to look like a clown. Now I'm going in with the Fenty Sunrise, or I'll link it down below. I always butcher the name of this, but it's from Fenty. It's that orange and pink highlighter blush, and I'm using that just to really give her some rosiness, give her a nice pretty glow, and to really show her not to be intimidated by color. Now I'm using the MAC highlighter in Soft and Gentle just to give her that really, really beautiful pop and make her skin look nice and glowy. I actually always forget about this highlighter because it just doesn't look like much when it's sitting in my vanity, and then I put it on and I love it. Now I'm using a Kylie Cosmetics liquid lipstick in Cocoa K, I believe. I'm just using that to pop on her lips. She actually only goes for red whenever Haley is like picking out her own colors, so I was making her be adventurous. Even more adventurous than red, which I cannot believe she pulls off on the daily basis, but she does. There she goes, feeling herself. She's talking about peanut butter and jelly swatches on her wrist. And then I go in with a little lip brush just to outline it, overline it like she had requested as well. Her top lip is much smaller than her bottom lip, so that was something she wanted. Now I go in with a lip gloss from Urban Decay and Backtalk just to help make the lips feel better. And it's almost like the perfect like color lip gloss because it matches the lipstick perfectly. Now I use some shimmer shadows from ColourPop just to pop underneath the brow bone and the inner corner, just to give her that extra pop. And now she's putting on her mascara. We tried false lashes again, but it totally messed everything up because I didn't have anything that actually fit her eyes, and I'm running low on lashes. So that is actually why her lower lashes look crusty.
What do you want to tell them? What do you want to tell my 9 or 12 subscribers?
That's a sad amount of subscribers, that's what I'll say.
Hold the phone.
Do I have to?
Yeah.
I didn't agree to this, that's what I'll say. I didn't boo.
Thanks for watching. Tune in next time. If you guys are into me glamming people up, be sure to like this video right here down below. Product details will also be listed. Isn't she lovely?
That's a song.
This is what we do when we're bored on a Sunday night. We do makeup. How do you like, Haley?
It's not bad.
Okay, that's not... that's a good thing, I guess. Okay, toodaloo.